Yo, what is up, guys? Jetxc here. Hopefully, you guys have been doing good. And let's just talk about it. I kind of want to skip through all the stuff in this patch note. I mean, the big thing is that they've got some quality of life for like loading and memory optimization. So that's all great. And some new slice of life story packs that they're adding. So again, another nice addition. But I want to talk about Ikaruga because this has been an ongoing thing with collab characters ever since probably ever since Bushoku Tensei. I want to say Goblin Slayer, but that's where it kind of started with Bushoku Tensei. Out of all the collab characters that we've had, right? Um the only ones that have truly been somewhat useful has been Eris, right? Eris, and then I would say the other one for a while until Wilhelmina came out was Hikage. But I will say that Hikage, if you wanted to, you could have found some uses for her. If you didn't have Wilhelmina, right? Those have really been the only two that have meant something. Now, me personally, I do really like Priestess, but that's because I use her to just like steamroll random like dark patches where we have like groups that are difficult, that are on the dark side, and I just run her because she gives the vulnerability and I can spam it every single turn. So I actually do like this one, but you definitely don't need her at all, right? So Ikaruga is an interesting one because she's a cute character. She's the fourth character to come in the Senran Kagura collab. But the thing is, how much do we need her, right? Um, so let's talk about it because I then want to talk about like the collabs in general versus like actual characters within Browndust2, right? So at +5, apply one stack of an effect that increases attack by 100%, and this could stack up to 3 times, right? So essentially you attack 6 times, dealing, and we're going to add this skill potential here, 90% damage per hit. So you're doing around 540% damage in total. And if you're somehow avoiding getting hit, you then do what, 640 and then 740. So they're trying to give you a reward for one, not being hit and staying alive, and it's just not worth it, right? Because in most content, by the time by the time you're able to get the effect of the max stacks, I said stacks, not stats. By the time you're able to get the full amount of these stacks, it's not really worth it, right? Because you've got other characters like Leatris that are doing burn damage. You've got Rubia that's also doing burn damage, and they have multiple costumes doing overall just more damage than anything you'd get from Ikaruga, right? And then there's also Lowen too. Now, that final stack, which is the third stack, is giving you like 740% attack, which is actually pretty decent. However, getting there is the issue, right? Because the cooldown for this character is 3 turns. So it's every other turn that you get to attack. Uh not really the best, because by turn 9 is when you get the full effect of these stacks. And then it's a 4 SP unit, which is just even crazier in my opinion. Uh if you do the SP -1. So this is I mean, look, it's up to you guys. Obviously, I would personally get her +1 just to get the minus SP there. Again, this patch is going to be a save patch for most people. They're probably just going to get a copy of Ikaruga because I'm gonna be honest, guys. Right? Let's go. Let me exit out of here real quick. Let me show you what I have. So I went ahead. Excuse me. I went ahead and got Sword Maiden, and I didn't get any other copies of Sword Maiden. I haven't touched this character. I haven't even leveled up her weapon. I don't need Sword Maiden. I have never had the use for Sword Maiden, right? So take it from somebody that has actually been through all of these collabs. there's no use. Now, I even used like Eris for a while too, but now you really don't need Eris anymore. However, she's more useful than Sword Maiden, right? Um, but yeah, it's at the point where, trust me, guys, a lot of these characters, they're nice to have, but you just won't need. Yomi is somebody that I have had for a while. I don't use at all, if not ever. Same thing with like Yozakura as well. Um, yeah, you can maybe make the argument for like new players, this could be pretty useful, but I think your pulls can be managed better by just getting these characters like +1, right? Which leads into the whole thing of like, does Browndust2 need these types of collabs? Now, I want to definitely shout out Senran Kagura for actually kind of being a pretty solid collab for Browndust2. I was reading some of the comments here, and a lot of people are kind of going through the main issues with collabs, which you've known about, right? So this guy says, balancing collabs is always a nightmare. While this is actually pretty good on its own, we know for a fact that we will not get any further costumes. The best example I can give to put this in perspective is Sword Maiden compared with the Wind's base costume. The multipliers, cooldowns, and AoE and SP costs for both of these skills are comparable. The problem is the Wind has the support of 2 other costumes to complete her kit. Sword Maiden does not have that and will never have it. Good time to save. Collab events will get lots of tickets. Man, another 3 cooldown Sword Maiden situation. This is why I hate collabs in BD2. The units are almost always absolutely dog water, with Hikage and Eris being the exception. At the time, both of them already fell off, which is true. The loot is safe BS, 10 times worse than OG character loot because IP restrictions, since it's a rerun. And to be fair, during the time, Senran Kagura was a pretty good collab to have when it comes to Browndust2. But I will say, yes, in-game, loot-wise, comparably, it's definitely nowhere near Browndust2, but I think it's fine, right? I think it's fine, because Senran Kagura, in general, is a lewd collab that you can do, right? So I'm not necessarily mad at that, right? I get why they want to do collabs. But yeah, guys, it's really looking like a save month. If you're somebody that is new, I'll look into kind of going over all the collab characters in a separate video, but I wanted to give you just an idea of Ikaruga in general. And I will say her sword looks pretty cool. So I think I may get her sword. We'll see. But, yeah. Oh, crit damage as well. Okay. Yeah, and then everything else is just going over the reruns here. Let's take a look at the costume schedule real quick. It should be here. Yep, so after April 8th, Ikaruga, Yumi, Hikage, Yozakura are all running until May 6th, guys. And then Sanya, April 16th, is getting a rerun. This is going to be pretty interesting. We'll see what happens this month. I'm wondering if they're going to try and run any costumes in the month of April. I forget the schedule, but it might be a slow burn as we go through this collab, but we'll see. Anyway, let me know if you guys have any questions. Yeah, I mean, a solid collab character in terms of design, but yeah, this is it's going to be a save patch for sure as we slowly start to wait for anniversary. All right, guys, I'm out. Later.